Okay, people, how's everyone doing today? Welcome to AutoMarkets. This is my first live stream. For those of you who don't know, I'm Kia. I'm a trader. I'm a funded trader. Been trading about 10 years now. And I would say I'm a price action trader. I've been trading price action for the majority of my trading journey. I even was with iMarkets Live. I worked with what's that guy's name who made Hamilton? David Silver. I can't remember his name, but I've worked with a fair few people. I've also helped run, co-run a investment company that turned 500,000 into 1.5 million. And this is my journey, I guess. I'm now here planning to do live streams daily so that everybody can see me and what I do and how I analyze and stuff like that. So yeah, this is the plan. This is my first live stream, so take it easy on me, don't get mad. Give me 2 seconds, I just want to check how it looks for others. And then I'll get into it. Markets. Perfect. Yeah, that's perfect. Okay, cool. That's all I wanted to know. I'm getting into it now because as far as I'm concerned, y'all can see. Turn this on. Oh, is the battery dead? No. Okay, we have to leave that on for today. Oh, no, we got this. We got this. Okay, people. So, yes, today we're going to be looking at the US Tec, and I'm just going to break down what I see. So what I'm going to do is start from scratch, and maybe this might be a series that we start. So let's remove all the drawings. For now, I'm going to remove these also. I'll break these down in a second, and then we can go from there. So this is the daily chart on the US 100, which is basically the American top 100 tech companies. As you can see, currently we're on a bull trend, meaning that the market has consistently desired itself to go higher and higher and higher. It's come back for liquidation, but continued to push forward higher to higher numbers. It started out down here at 16,000 and it's now at 25 with a high of, what's that high there? 26,237, right? Now, straight away we can see that it's going at a strong trajectory in a diagonal direction. Now that we know the direction we're pulling forward to, so we only really want to be taking buys. However, prior to now knowing this and moving to the next chart time frame, I want to just show you guys that there's also a change in trajectory here, and I don't want you guys to skip this because this is where people get caught out. So as you can see here, we was way away from this line. It had a lot of momentum, a lot of strength pushing it to keep going upwards. As we've got further along, it seems as though we may have hit a resistance area, and it's forced the price to pull back a little bit, maybe to look for liquidity to go back up again, or because the strength of this move has just weakened. Due to this, it is now running a lot closer to the trend line, the bias of the trend line. So the next thing we want to do is, I always go here, I have a shortcut list down here, here we go. Run that. So there we go. That is now the top of that. So now, unless it breaks this, that trajectory is going to fail. It means it either has to break up here and go above, because this line is going to have to cut through. So it has to break one of two lines, either go up above, which means it will continue on the bullish trajectory, or it will have to break this one, which means it will now be a bearish trajectory downwards, a sell. Now that we know this, now we can consider moving. However, there's still one thing we're missing. We're in a channel. Notice that it's going up, up, but now it's started to go sideways. Now this sideways channel seems to be running about here. Now that we know this, we know that this trajectory is going sideways. We call this consolidation. With this consolidation, you can trade it because it's on the daily chart. Now I'll prove this by saying this. From here all the way to here is 230,000, which is 2,309 pips. It's a lot of pips. So you can't do that. You won't be making bank with this. It would be a very good trade and you'd make a lot of money. However, you've been in it for 34 days. It says 48, 34 bars, but these are daily bars. That doesn't make sense. But yeah. And so just under 2 months, let's call it. It's a month and a half. So that's a lot. You could trade that. Just because it's in consolidation doesn't mean you can't see upwards trajectory. You'd only want to be catching the buy. So when you saw this come back down to here, your next move, the body of this candle isn't finishing below this line. So when this closes here, you would have bought from here upwards and rode that wave and took the pips. Now, you may have not closed out here because you didn't know that was going to happen. So you would have come back down to here, which is still profit for us because you got in around in between these two. And then if you let it ride again, you would have come back into more profit. I probably would have closed here. I'm being honest. And then come down again, and then it's come back up, and it seems like it's rising back again. However, what we can now see again is this little resistance again, slowing us down from going any higher. Now, we ideally want to stop that from keep happening because we want to break this so we know we're going higher, but it's not. So within the next, let's say 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, because we've got Saturday and Sunday. 6, 7 days. You know it's going to be sooner than that, but maximum of 7 days. It has to go up or down. So this is what we're looking for. This is the move that we're going to be watching for. Now we can go to the 4-hour chart. So on the 4-hour chart, you can see that it's in that same trend line. Sorry, I forgot to do something. There's something I always do when I do it doesn't really matter on the daily. What I do is when I draw, I make sure they're not visible on any higher time frames because it starts to make the charting look a bit messy. It's not so bad when you're on the low ones, but when you're on the higher ones, you have loads of little lines that are coming out from nowhere. It doesn't really make sense. So I'm just going to remove these buy sell buttons because I'm not doing a live trade at the minute. So as you can see, these are big moves. You could have caught all of this. Down, up, down, up. These are massive moves, and they're great moves. They're brilliant moves. You can see it wicking out here. You had not 1 chance, 2 chance, 3 chance, 4 chance, 5 chances to get into this, because you can see it wicking out. And look at that, 921 pips. Like, it's already there. Do you know what I mean? It's there for you. You just need to ride the wave and understand price action. There's a book. I think I'm going to tag it into the bottom of this description, actually. There's a book called Price Action Breakdown by Laurenti Udemir. Read it. Brilliant book. I need to reread it again myself, but that's what really launched my trading career, because I learned trading, but I didn't really understand it to the understanding I do now, with looking at, being able to look at a chart with no indicators on it, and still be able to understand what's happening. I always needed an indicator. I needed to know what was going on with the indicator. I couldn't just read it just by looking at the actual candles themselves. So after reading this, I actually became the top trader in my firm that I worked with. And it went from them bringing me into the game and teaching me to me then teaching them. And it was good. It was nice. It was a nice relief. It was good to understand. It was nice to know that I understood what I was looking at, rather than just following what someone else has said. Don't get me wrong, sometimes following what someone else has said can be good, because it means that you're not overthinking the process. You literally just listen to what they say. So if they say, when this happens, do this, when this happens, do that, because you don't know any better, you listen. And a lot of the time that can actually be beneficial. However, though, when it's not beneficial is if there's other parameters that they didn't tell you about happen and you don't know how to react. That's when it becomes a problem. So anyway, back to the story, back to the studio. As is it James May? No, Jeremy Clarkson likes to say. Yes, I watched Tokyo. Yeah, so on this one, 4 hour, it's going up and down. Now, there's one thing that I want to see if you notice. I've always, in everything I do, I spot patterns. Now, you need to find the bias on every time frame. Find the bias on the daily time frame. The overall bias is bullish. It started to consolidate, but it hasn't changed yet. It could just be looking for more liquidity, waiting for people to close their trades so it can make more liquidity. On this one, what would you say it is, and why? So a lot of people will probably be saying, "Oh, it's a consolidation." Correct, but is there still a bias, up or down? For me, I would say yes. Now, the reason being is because when I look at the charts, I look at where a lot of the price is sitting. Is it sitting above or below? As you can see, I'm now drawing a line. I'm going to thin that out slightly because it's just a bit thick. That line, most of the price is above. It's sitting above. It's come down. It's come down. Got some liquidation and forced its way back up. Sitting above, come down, forces its way back up. Doesn't like to stay under this line. That tells me that there's a lot of power still pushing it above to stay up. Now, let's go back to the daily a second. We was looking at this and we know, oh, it might go up, it might go down. Now, on the 4 hour, we can see that it's closer to this, which tells me that it's still trying to push above, but it's wicking out, which means what? It hasn't got the power to push. So what I'm expecting is in the next couple of days for this to drop for another liquidity push. I think it might come down to this green line. So it will break out. it's going to break out below. But what you're looking for is if it goes back into the line and up. I believe it's going to do this exact move. Where is it? Not arrow. Which one is it? Which one is it? Path. There we go. So it's going to go. It's going to go here, here, down to here, and then up, up, up. And I think that's how it's going to end. Something like that. Maybe not exactly like that, but something like that. Because it's very biased. You don't see a lot of the bear selling off happening at the minute. They're keeping it within this consolidation area, but they're not doing anything to show that they want to pull it all the way down. They're just holding it. It's like if you wanted to take over something, you take it all. But if you're just trying to maintain it, you just take what you need to stop it from going anywhere past that. And that's the way I see it. So because they're still in this consolidation area and they haven't really broken down, it tells me that there's still enough power to keep it above that green consolidation line, and the cells have got just enough power to hold it back, but it could be running out. And this is why the bulls will let the cells come down to then catapult forward. Imagine a bow and arrow. If you want to go far forward, you have to pull that bow back all the way as far as you can, let it go, and it shoots forward. This is what's going to happen here. It's getting pulled all the way back. It's going to shoot forward. That's my prediction. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. We can't always get it right, but that is my prediction. And we'll see in the next coming days. Okay, let's go to the 1 hour chart. Oh, before I do that, let's go and see. I'll move this because this visibility, look, this is why I do it. So on the daily now we've got a random green line and a random blue line. And this is why I move it down. So this is my little trick. I'm going to leave this one for current interval only because I don't want to see that on all the other ones. This one I'm going to drop it down to and below, and this one will be below as well. Now we're going on to the 1 hour time frame. And as you can see on the 1 hour, this still looks very bullish. So as you can see, we've got 3 time frames now, all of which look very bullish. And that's good. There's nothing that you need to worry about now because you can clearly see that it's all bullish. And that gives you peace of mind, I guess, because you can clearly see that you're not just, what's the word? You're not just jumping into it blind. If you was to take a trade on any of these time frames, you already know that the trade you want to be going for is most likely going to be a buy trade because it's a bullish trend on 3 different time frames. Meaning that when you get into the trade, even if it goes the opposite way, your chance of survival is going to be over 50% because you know the overall trend needs to come back up. You would have to enter in a very bad place to lose entirely. Even you should be able to break even at minimum. But we still don't know what the price is going to do. We believe it's going to, but things can change. But the chances are very low of you losing when you have 3 time frames that are perfectly saying the same thing. Okay, so the 1 hour. What are we looking at here? Once again, was sitting below and has come above and is staying above. A lot of bias now saying above. This is what you want, which tells you buy. A lot of people get tricked by this because it's gonna shoot down and they're gonna say, I thought it was a buy, close, boom. And that's where they fail because it's just a liquidity grab. It's waiting for you people who see it trades. It's waiting for you. And this is where the stop loss comes in. This is why I like AlexGFX, because his motto is set and forget. You look at what you're doing, You do your analysis, you set your trade, and you leave it. Set your parameters, your stop loss, your profit, and your entry, and you leave it. See what happens. Until you can do that, you will never be able to trade without emotion. Because when you look at a chart constantly, because you can't leave if you haven't got your parameters, you can't leave it. Because if the market moves, you're going to miss it. You might go into 100 grand profit, you might miss it, and then you could be in negative again. It's happened to me. Not necessarily that big of a profit in one go, but yeah, it's happened to me. So yeah, this is where you're looking for your pullback zone, your area of safety, where you know, okay, I'm happy for it to go down this low, but anymore, I think it's a change of direction. Excuse me, forgive me. Sorry, I'm just looking at the chart at the minute, trying to understand it. If I'm being honest, I have stopped trading full time for a long while now. I'm trying to get back into it. This is exactly why I've started live streaming, because editing takes a lot out of me. Don't really have time for it. And I'm doing a lot of other stuff now, and I just want to get into the raw stuff, get back into it, get my mind back into it, and just refocus myself. So yeah, I just want to live stream so you can follow on board in what I'm doing. Okay. Okay. Once again, this is a resistance area, which has now turned into a support. Well, wasn't there either. But here, it's become a support. Another thing showing you that there's levels to this. Sorry, that wasn't what I was trying to say. Just showing you that there's a bias, showing you that there's a bull. A bullish move, okay. Yeah, sorry, that just threw me off. If you want, I'm trying not to do this, but I just want to show you guys that this is also something you can look at again. Just because we've done it on the higher time frames doesn't mean we can't do it on these. As you can see, there is another trend. I went out and back in within 2 candles. That's great. That's what you want to see. So yeah, we're looking for the break of this line here. We need it to break. See, now seeing something on this time frame. Look at this. It doesn't always come to me straight away. What's happening here? Up, down. It's coming back down. Coming back down. Every time it goes in, it pulls it back down, pulls it back down, pulls it back down, pulls it back down, pulls it back down. Double top, pulls it back down. Double top is when you have 2 candles that start and finish at the same place. And on the other side, underneath would be a double bottom like here. So pulling into play. This is what you want to see. So you know what's going on. It's not that you want to see it because you want it to go down. You want to see it because you want to see that they're taking action and they're about to make their move. So pulling back down, pulling back down. The reason why I'm saying pulling back down is because, as you can see, this is a higher low from that one. That's a higher low from that one. And that's a higher low from that one. Was. This is now the low. So you've got a lower low to that one, a lower low to that one. Okay, yes, it went back up again, cool. But then it come back down again. So as you can see, the sellers are coming in, but the bulls are still in play. And you've got a big consolidation area here, there's all like a box. It's not really needed, I'm just drawing it just for the sake of it. But this is the box that I'm not doing anything inside this area for this time frame. If I was going to take a trade, it wouldn't be on this time frame, sorry, it wouldn't be until this area had been broken. Or what I would do is I would trade it. Let's say, okay, for example, now I'm just going to move that. Take this green line as the bottom of the box. That there. In fact, I'll do this. Just click off it. That's better. You can see that this trajectory is supposed to push it up. You can see it wicking out. So my trade would then be to buy from here, because at the bottom of the box we're expecting it to go up. Every time it's hit the bottom of the box, it's wicked out, and what did it do? It went up, 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 wicked out, gone up, wicked, candled, but wicked here, gone up. Every time it's hitting the bottom of this line, it's wicked and gone up, wick, gone up, wick. What's going to happen? Go up, we believe. Sorry. As you can see, it's very early. I've been awake since 4:30. I've already been to the gym. So forgive me. I'm still waking up. So yeah, that's what we're looking at. Let's go to the 15 minute. Let me add the 15 minutes up to 9, because that's annoying me. Okay, now look at this. Now we can see a lot more. I didn't know if you've seen that in the last look, but okay, that's what I was looking at. It's only a little bit of bias, but it's a lot. You go to a 15 minute and it becomes majority of the screen. Not only that, but there's more here. So if we pull that back, it's all here. It's showing you, look, I'm pulling you down, I'm pulling you down. Because of this, I'm a bit apprehensive to take that buy trade. I just seen something. I'm not going to show you. I'm going to show you on the next time frame. I don't want everybody to be going this low on time frames unless this is just a time frame you trade. But because I'm starting from the daily, I would want to trade. That's the 23 minute or the hour. That would be my perfect times. I'm only going down to kind of prove. When I go down this low, it's normally for my entry. So this entry here that I was just talking about, if I was going to buy, the reason why I'm apprehensive to it is because of the simple fact that we've had, I'm using my hands but you can't see, let me use my cursor. I'm apprehensive to the fact that it's biased to a sell at the minute on the lower time frames. The higher time frames are bulls, so we know overall, yes, it's gonna be a bull move. But because the lower time frames we've had, the hour that is a bullish, but it's becoming a bearish. It's consolidating and becoming a bearish. When you go to like the 15 minute, now you've got a consolidation, but becoming a bearish once again, because it's not floating between the top and bottom like it started. Started bearish, that's very bearish. It's gone up and come all the way back down. That's bearish. That's big sign of bearish. Head and shoulders technique. It's done the same thing again. This is what, if it was doing this all day, I wouldn't mind. That's full consolidation. There's no bias in any direction because it's going up, it's going down, it's going up. That's what you want to see. But when you see that the majority of the channel, this box is what I would call a channel, is on the lower side, that gives you indication that there's a bias within the channel. If there's a bias within the channel, you wait and understand it before you make your move. So on the 15 minute, this bias seems very strong, right? I'm gonna, it's not really where I want it to start. What are you doing? Come on, let go. It's on the magnet, that's why I know what it's doing. fill color, and we want to go something real light, like, no, okay, a bit lighter than that. I didn't realize you was that light, but still light. Okay, we need some proper color in here. Okay, there we go. I don't know why it's doing it. There we go. There. Okay, so as you can see, a lot of it is in there. That is big sell bias because it's not at the top of the channel. Okay, yes, overall it's consolidating, but within this channel, it's very, very, very sell biased, and we don't want to jump into a sell trade when the overall market is a buy trade. So you wait it out. Okay, there are some people who scalp and will take this trade. Cool, go for it. I salute you. Me personally, I wouldn't do that. But let's look at the 3 minute for the example from more perspective. See now, this, looking at this, I would say it's kind of even within this channel to say that it's kind of up and down. Got a lot down here, a lot of up here, middle there. That's still up, I'd say. Bit of down, up, down again. This is a kind of channel that I would be trading if I was scalping, right? Let's zoom in. So look, hit that, you wicked out. You know, once you get into this channel, sorry, I'm trying to move it over without it. Yeah, there we go. So this is your candle. You've broken into the channel. What do you wait for next? You wait for your confirmation candle. Confirmation candle is either one that goes back out or one that goes back in. On this one, we want it to stay in, right? So the next candle is the confirmation candle. So you want to take a buy trade because you're already at the bottom of the trend line. You're touching the trend line. That means you need to be going up. And you broke into the channel, which means you're now ready to take that buy trade. The next candle is what you're waiting for. You want to see if it bounces back down. As you can see, this candle finished within. So me personally, I probably would have jumped in from here, but fail safe. The next candle, what did it do? It stayed in and went up. Yes, it had a wick. Cool. So what? Place your trade here. Boom. Shot right up. Bang. Even if you got in here, what's that? 72 pips. It's a money game. Learn how to play it and focus. Like I said, the other scalpers are at the top. Let's say you place this out anywhere here because you got a double top. Let's say you placed it. Okay, you're into profit. Haven't broke out that side yet, so you haven't hit your stop loss. If you had one close to here, I'd probably have mine about there. Don't have mine within the same area as my entry. Then it's come back down, you've got profit there. You can take that because you've hit the middle area. This dotted line is the middle area. You can see wicks. That wick would have been the one that made me know, yeah, we're coming to that place where we need to start thinking about coming out now. This is called a hammer. I don't know whether this is inverted hammer or just a normal hammer because I actually do carpentry, so I hold my hammer the right way around, but I'm not sure whether the hammer is meant to be upside down or right way around. Either way, it's a hammer. Hammerhead. Yeah. So yeah, you could have bought there, sold all that back down there. I'm just saying, like, guys, you've got so many opportunities to enjoy the movements. You know what I mean? 48 pips there. From there to there, 86 pips. Can't complain really. So at the minute, we're in a buy trend, and look, from, okay, let's say what, it's Wednesday today, so literally an hour ago, an hour and 4 minutes ago. Is it? Yeah, hour and 4 minutes ago. No, not 4 minutes. 5 minutes ago. Hour and 5 minutes ago, I could have placed a buy trade, and I would now be in a profit of 25 pips, 26 pips. And you know what the worst thing is? 6:30 is when I'm supposed to start my trading analysis. I didn't start till 7. Do you see what happens when you have to stay disciplined? Make sure you focus on what you're doing. Stay within it. We can win. We move out of it. We miss opportunities that can change our lives. We have to stay focused. So that's my opportunity missed this morning. So yeah, a bit disappointing, but we move. God will give us more. Me personally, I'm not really happy to take this trade as it is now. Yes, I've seen that it's broken over, which isn't a bad thing, but what I'm seeing is that line there. So as you can see, I didn't want to break that line. It's broke it, but it's left a big wick. Little body hammerhead down here, which tells me there's not much pushing it to go over. It's like, okay, I've got over the finish line, but I've got no energy to really start the race. Now, London session hasn't started until another 15 minutes. So let's say the power for that could push and get us going. So this is something I want you guys to watch today. Watch it and see what happens. Maybe tomorrow we'll come back to it and have another look and see what we can do about it. I hope you guys have really enjoyed this live stream. This is my first one, and I kind of just dashed myself into the deep end. Never done one before. And I hope you like it. It's quite good actually. I think I'm gonna see what I do with this. If I do trade, I'll try and record it and put it on so you guys can see what's happening. But yeah, just bear in mind this is a scalping trade, so I don't really think I'm going to be doing it. I don't want to be a scalper as much as there's some good pips in this, because if I ride this wave, let's say from here upwards, that's 50 pips there. So it's not bad, but it's not my thing. These are the places where I look for my entries, not my actual trades. So let's say I wanted to enter on this one, I would come down to these and look at, so I don't, this is the place where I ensure that I don't get a lot of pullback when I enter. You know, when you enter and it immediately goes the opposite way. I use these time frames to slow that down, or limit it, I should say, so I get less of it. So yeah, I hope this has been helpful. Feel free to subscribe, like, and comment. I appreciate everybody watching. I appreciate those of you who take time out to watch how long this has been. But hopefully I'm going to be doing a lot more of these. I'm going to start trying to stay focused on it. Yeah, thank you very much. I'm going to end the stream there. God bless everybody who's watching and stream.